What up, though? This is your boy Beezy. You're watching Beezy Review Beats. Today, I'm going to be talking about 14KT Nickel and Dime instrumental project released by Mellow Music Group. Pretty much familiar with 14KT. If you've been familiar with him like I am, he released the Golden Hour, Now or Later's LP, 14 Killer Tape, which was, I think that was one of my beat tapes of the year in 2011. And also he got, which is follow-up, a friendly game of KT, which is a pretty damn good instrumental. If you have it, go check it out. I think that was also released by under Mellow Music Group as well. 14KT, producer from Michigan. So he comes with this nice 14 instrumental project, which is a coincidence because that's his producer name, 14KT. So he got 14 instrumentals with a bonus 6 tracks. Really 7 tracks if you count the first one, 5 and 10, but 6 tracks flowing over these exact instrumentals that you hear throughout this project. At the end, towards with Black Milk, MED, Cocaine, Ozay Moore, which was featured also on Tall Black Guys, 8 Miles to Monarch, and Blue, the West Coast MC as well. So and Buff One, yes, forgot about Buff One. Buff One on there, and JSMN singer. So he also the 7th song is actually the first song called 5 and 10, which I think is a good way to kind of open the instrumental to kind of, and I think it's really like one of my first times hearing 14 kind of really spit over some of his own instrumentals. So I thought that was pretty dope how he kind of take a shot at these internet MCs, this year. He's always taking beats from your instrumental projects and flowing over them, taking credit for it, like he was cool with it, saying, yeah, produced by, like a lot of MCs do that, saying, hey, I'm taking this instrumental, I got my mixtape, check it out, produced by Ninth Wonder or whatever, and it's like Ninth Wonder had nothing to do with making that project for you, and you saying produced by them like they was cool with it. So that was kind of a good shot at these rappers, these so-called MCs and internet MCs, I guess I want to call it, that's trying to just get on using these well-known, respected, and well-crafted producers' name without even their blessings. So I like the way he started off with that project. And then the first instrumental, Right On, hit you with that nice Motown drums that he fit on that one, man. Nice, big, dirty, loud drums on there. I thought that one was really good. That was one of my favorite joints. It's kind of crazy because, like I said, the MCs that spit over this for the bonus 6 tracks, a lot of those tracks was actually one of my favorite beats on the whole instrumental project. So I'm kind of glad to hear the MCs spit over my favorite selection beats on here. You can tell this instrumental project has a lot of electronic, jazz, fusion type of feel to it. It's also sample heavy too as well. Not really boom bapish. It's just kind of like it got its own. 14KT always had his own type of unique style. He can always flip it, do whatever you want. Because I think it was a friendly game of KT. He had a joint on there that was kind of like dedicated to Black Milk, and it had that Black Milk feel to it. Which I think with this one, he just kind of stepped away and just gave you his musical talents, like what he can do as a producer as well. I know he's the type of producer that can experiment with a lot of different types of programs, hardware, software, whether it's an MPC, whether it's Reason, machines. So I really respect his craft on from that aspect as a producer. Next joint, I'm on it. Cool, nice little cool mellow joint with some futuristic type of synth sounds on there, and it was very, very, very pretty, very friendly. I can definitely hear a MC on there, which Ozay Moore did, and I can also hear like a good R&B track on there, a good R&B singer on there. On there as well. I thought which it fit pretty good. Then it went to streaming, which I think that was one of the more like galactic type of feel, man, for nice good hard drums, good sequencing on the synths and everything. I thought that joint was really good, really smooth, mellow. This project as a whole, it didn't really drag. If you take off the bonus 6 tracks with the MCs, this project really, I think it fit well, and it glided well at certain parts. Certain parts it didn't really glide that well, but then most of it did. Then after streaming, it went to Rosie Posey, which was that track actually kind of grew on me, because I remember when I first heard it, I was like, wasn't really feeling it that much, but that one kind of grew on me a little bit. I like how you kind of switched it up a little bit and made it more smoother towards the end of it. I like that, and it had a good R&B feel to it as well. So I like the end of that joint. Then this was easily my favorite joint on this whole project was West Coast Earl Flynn. I love how you had that Detroit bounce with a West Coast feel. And I guess that's why it's called West Coast Earl Flynn, because I like how he kind of meshed that Detroit style producing also, and as he had that West Coast with them banging hard drums on there, man. It sounded like some chronic 1992 drums on there, man. That's easily one of my favorite joints, man. And that vocal sample he had there flipping on that too. Oh, I loved it. That's easily that was a track I had to repeat constantly, was that joint. Then I love how he flipped on Twice Again, how he kind of flipped the Andre 3000 vocal sample from Quemini. I thought that was really dope. Really dark and smooth futuristic type of track. It was something. It was another one. That was another one of those tracks that kind of grew on me a little bit. At first I was like, but then I like that. I like the futuristic type of laid back style on that joint. That one was real cool. And then he flipped the joint on there. Old McDonald joint on there the track was called Go There. He flipped. I didn't even know that he flipped Old McDonald until if you listen to the track, and at the very end how he played the sample out, and you like, oh my god, this dude here. So I thought that was a fun. It wasn't like super like, oh my god, this is like super dope, but it was kind of unique and creative how he flipped Old McDonald, a song so simple and so simplistic that we used to sing as kids, and he just took that and made his own flavor with a nice little hip-hop flavor to it. So that joint was good, man. I really like that joint. And then Taurus, which is another one of my favorite joints. I love how he had that acoustic guitar sample in there. Oh, that was... And then how he had the Inkwell. At first, I didn't get how he had the Inkwell from the movie, the clip Inkwell with Lorenz Tate. How he put that in there, and he was like, yeah, guitar like you pluck it, blah, blah, blah. And then he had that good acoustic guitar sampling on there, which was kind of dope. That was another one of my favorite tracks, man. It was really smooth. I love the bass line on there too. The bass line really, I think, stole the show on that track. I loved it. I love that joint. Then it went to another track. I wish this kind of had some vocals on there as your bonus was Lincoln Luxury. Oh man, that's another one that kind of had that Midwest Detroit West Coast bounce to it as well. I think it was just something about that track that I really enjoyed it a lot. And then another kind of, you had how you sampled that vocal flip in there as well. And the hi-hats, that's what stole it. Them hi-hats on that joint, man. I love how them hi-hats clicked on that with the drums, man. You had it going perfect with those drums. Well, I loved it. I love Lincoln Luxury. Tri-City, I think Tri-City is probably my least favorite on there. I wasn't really, I kind of understood where he was going with it, because it was really, really funky. It was really funky, really like out there. You know what I'm saying? Not saying I don't like out there tracks or out there instrumentals, but just for something about that one, it didn't really grab me enough like the rest of the instrumentals on here that grabbed me as well. Then you went to Crystal Figurines, which is a joint that Black Milk flowed over. If you listen to the bonus, Black Milk and MED, they float over that one. I love the second part, how the beat flipped and it kind of got to like some type of scary type of sif you had going on right there. I thought that was really dope how you flipped that one though. That joint was good. It was good to hear Black Milk. That was another one of my favorite instrumental joints on there as well. I love how you had Black Milk. Black Milk been really stepping up his bars lately on the MC wise. So love that joint. And then you finished out. This was probably the first time I listened to it was probably my least, like I hated that track at first. But for some reason, when I heard the vocal one, Buff One over it and JSMN, it made me like the instrumental even more, because when I first heard it, I'm like, okay, slow Swerve. It really sounded off kilter. The drums didn't sound like it meshed well. But then I think once I heard the vocals over it, the MC spit over it, it kind of made sense. It kind of made sense why you called it slow Swerve and how you had the instrumentals kind of offbeat with the drums and everything. And it actually sounded pretty cool. It made me appreciate the instrumental a lot more. So I was like, damn. Like when I first heard it, that was a track I didn't even get through like the first 20 seconds of it. So I thought that was cool how that track particularly grew on me. Like the only ones I didn't really like was Tri-Cities, and then you had the Erykah Badu flip. As much as I love Erykah Badu, I could have done without that track as well. The one where you had the Erykah Badu flip on there and then Tri-Cities. But overall, I thought this was a pretty good instrumental project. If you take out the bonus, with the MC spitting on it, it don't really drag. Yeah, if you listen to it all the way through, that's what total 21 tracks. It can kind of get a little bit long, but I think, for 14KT did a good job of meshing it. You know, some of the interludes in there about talking about, you know, of course I don't like hearing about the negative stuff, you know, going on in my hometown about the, you know, young men shooting each other over Kool-Aid or whatever. Some of that stuff in between I didn't really get where you kind of fit those interludes in there, but for the most part, the instrumentation on this whole project was pretty good. I was anticipating this project. It didn't disappoint me. It didn't wow me like I wanted it to wow me, like your previous projects that I've always listened to. But this was a good solid project. So if you're a fan of 14KT, you know, check it out, support it, buy it, copped it. I copped it on Mellow Music Group. I ordered my vinyl for it because I gotta get my vinyl collection for it. So I wish I had it with me. But overall, this was a good project. Check it out. I think you won't be disappointed. You will like some of the tracks. West Coast Earl Flynn, like I said, my favorite track on this joint. You will love it. Thanks for watching. This is your boy Beezy again, giving y'all another Beezy Review Beats. Check me out again as I upload. I don't know what I'm gonna upload next. Could be Odyssey, could be XI. He dropped something. So let me know what y'all think of this project. Follow me on Twitter. Hit me up in the comment section. Other than that, check y'all out later. Peace.